Hello, I'm Brian Kinsman, reporting on discussion 2 on my results for pre-tests and setting goals to determine baselines for my LGP. So first, I wanted to say the Greenbush administrators I thought was a really helpful way for me as somebody who's not extremely familiar with a lot of these bigger nationalized assessments. It was a good way for me to get familiar with it, and I thought especially hearing it performed and then great judged itself was also very helpful. My procedures for how I administered did not differ significantly. It was, I'd say it was the same in spirit, but with a more relaxed atmosphere. I did try to keep my uh, facial expressions under control. I know I can give things away to the students, so I tried to keep straight faced. Um, but I am just meeting some of the students in this placement. I don't know them very well, and I wanted to uh, keep as much anxiety as possible out of the results. Regarding the guidelines on Sagari and Bandri, I thought that text helped me really in two ways this week. First, it inspired me to use a small and short modified TEFL assessment to add a listening domain to my baseline results. And secondly, it's kind of deep actually. It was that book, that assessment handbook, much deeper than a handbook usually goes, right? But it made me think about whether I was assessing through the lens of valuing the content of the speech I was hearing or the subject's actual speech production, and in what order I was valuing them. So it's kind of an interesting insight. But my results, my pretest data, in this case, I had one extra skill here, but I noticed my lowest reporting skill was from literacy writing, and I took that down. But later, when I was doing some observation, I noticed some open study time in which that same subject displayed proficiency issues in L2 mathematics content language proficiency. And so that informs my first goals to work together with this student. My first goals here are to see if I can personally connect those issues between the writing baseline score and the math content language proficiency. And I would like to design a small pretest around common math calc. When I was teaching when I was teaching science for a short time in an international school, I found that some of that complicated content language could pretty easily get left behind, even by high levels speakers or people with good mastery over BICS. All right, thank you, and I'm excited to share more information as it comes. Have a good night.